Your phone is quiet. No messages, no calls, just silence. And somewhere in that silence, your mind starts building a story. They've moved on. They don't care. It's over. But what if the silence isn't the truth? What if it's just weather? Temporary, passing, completely separate from the reality you're building inside you. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most misunderstood spiritual principles, the law of assumption, and how to use it during a period of no contact with someone you love. I know you're hurting. I know the silence feels loud, and I know how hard it is to stay soft in a moment that feels so sharp. So let's walk through this together. First, what is the law of assumption? Simply put, your assumptions become your reality. Whatever you consistently believe, feel, and accept as true in your inner world eventually shows up in your outer world. It's not magic. It's not wishful thinking. It's a practice of being so anchored in a feeling that the world around you reorganizes to match it. You don't create from hope. You create from certainty. The difference is everything. Now, no contact. Whether it was a breakup, a fight, or just a drift, when someone you care about goes silent, the mind panics. We're wired for connection. Silence triggers our nervous system like a threat, and so we interpret the silence as evidence. Evidence that it's over, that we're unwanted, that the worst has already happened. But here's what's actually true. Silence is neutral. A quiet phone has no meaning until you assign one. And most of us, without realizing it, assign the worst meaning possible. We call it being realistic, but it's actually just fear wearing a lab coat. The law of assumption asks you to do something radical. Decide what the silence means. Not ignore it, not pretend it doesn't hurt, but consciously choose the assumption you're going to live inside. They're processing. We're finding our way back. The love is still there. It just went quiet for a moment. That's not delusion. That's the work. So how do you actually hold this assumption when everything in you is screaming the opposite? 3 practices. First, the inner conversation. Throughout the day, have a quiet mental dialogue with your person. Not desperate, not pleading, just warm. Imagine them as they are at their best. Talk to them in your mind the way you would if things were good. Hey, I was just thinking about you. This keeps the energetic channel open. It shifts you out of waiting mode and into presence. Second, the feeling first technique. Forget the phone for a moment. Ask yourself, how would I feel right now if I knew everything was unfolding perfectly? Then feel that feeling. Even for 60 seconds. Let it wash over you. That feeling is the signal. That signal is the work. You don't need the text to feel connected. You can feel connected right now. Third, define the story you're telling yourself at night before sleep. The subconscious is most receptive in those drowsy minutes before you drift off. Use that window. Replay a small, happy scene. Maybe just the two of you laughing, or a quiet moment together. Not a fantasy novel, just a feeling. Plant that seed in the quiet, night after night. The subconscious doesn't question what you give it. It simply grows it. Now, a word about resistance. Some days it will feel fake. Some days you'll do all the right things and still feel the panic rise. That's okay. You're human. You don't have to do this perfectly. The law of assumption isn't about never doubting. It's about returning, gently, over and over, to the assumption you've chosen. Like returning your attention to the breath in meditation. You'll wander, come back, and trust this. You cannot want a feeling this deeply without there being a path to it. The longing itself is information. It means the connection is real. It means something in you knows what's possible. The silence outside doesn't have to be the silence inside. You can be completely still externally, not texting, not reaching out, while being fully alive, warm, and connected in your inner world. That inner world is where the real creation happens. So breathe. Put the phone down. Come back to yourself. The story isn't over. It's just in a quiet chapter. And quiet chapters are often where the most important things happen.